और लाउड कर दीजिए.
आएगा इसमें? Is it clear? All right. I'm quite clear, so all right. My old friend and colleague Alphonse, Dr. Mathur, Rajesh Mehta, and Sushi Singh, who is the one who was in touch with us about this function, board members and office bearers of the chamber, participants and awardees, distinguished members of the audience, and friends. As Alphonse just said, we live in a world of tension and turmoil. The old is disappearing and the new is struggling to be born, and we find ourselves precariously poised between a disappearing past and an uncertain future. Despite all the international organizations, the United Nations in 1945, I'm old enough to remember that very clearly. It was a great hope. Unfortunately, it is frozen in time. It is no longer representative of the majority of people on this earth. Lots of other organizations have been there, many transnational organizations also, but the quest for peace eludes us. And as has just been said, we already have 2 major wars raging. A third one may break out any time in our neighborhood. And so it's quite extraordinary that instead of moving towards peace and stability, humanity seems to be moving towards catastrophe. Thousands are being killed every day, and the world community can do nothing about it. And we had a lot of regional organizations which we hoped would do very well. Mind you, the UN specialized agents are doing very well. Agencies, for example, WHO, or ICAO, or ILO, or the World Red Cross, there are some very good organizations. But the regional organizations don't seem to have taken off. The European Union was one of the most extraordinary events in our lifetime. I mean, in front of our eyes, the lira disappeared, the franc disappeared, the mark disappeared, and the EU came into being, although Britain has now left. But SAARC, unfortunately, our regional thing is non-functional. Now, in all this chaos and situation, there was another act of faith in 2009, 2010, which is the setting up of BRICS. Of course, originally Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, and now we welcome 5 more. And now they cross all over the world, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE. But taken together, these 10 nations, if they do work together, they can make a tremendous impact upon the world. Now, the BRICS Chamber of Commerce and Industry, I must say I'm very impressed. I've looked through your brochure, and already in 10 years you've had dozens and dozens of functions all around the country. And an extremely well organized function today. So, commerce and industry is very important in removing poverty and increasing our standards of living. However, there's some caveats. Growth must be inclusive. Growth doesn't simply mean a proliferation of billionaires. Growth must spread across the people, because we can no longer live with this poverty that we have. It's a shame and a disgrace. After 75 years, there are millions of Indians who go to bed hungry. There are millions of families who shiver in the winter, who sweat in the summer, who are drenched in the monsoon. They have no place to live. How can we call ourselves a great nation when so many millions of people are living below the poverty line? So our first thing, whenever you have commerce and industry, it should be equitable growth, remember. It should be equitable growth. It should be sustainable growth, not destructive of the environment, because growth can be very destructive also. And it has to give special attention to gender equality, special attention to women entrepreneurs, and special attention to young people. I think it's very important that young people get involved in these sort of organizations. They should not become gerontocratic, because it's the young who are going to inherit the world, the earth. We have done whatever we had to do in our lifetimes, more or less. God's grace, we may be given some more years. But the real work has to be done now by the younger generations. And those are the ones who must have the courage and the initiative and the stamina to build a new nation. Jawaharlal ji used to speak of the exciting adventure of building a new India. I think that adventure is still there. India is not new now, it's 75 years. I'm not over impressed by 75 because I'm now 93, so I'm older than the Indian Republic. But it's been a long time. But the adventure is as exciting as ever. There's so much to do. There's so many new opportunities opening up for young people. So many new technologies are coming into the field. Unthinkable, for example, artificial intelligence has already begun to transform what we considered as thought processes or our educational systems. It's really quite extraordinary. You never know now whether a letter has been written by a student or by a machine. It's really quite unnerving, but we've got to get used to these new technologies. We've got to use these technologies in a positive manner. So I would like to very warmly congratulate BRICS Chamber of Commerce for all that you are doing and for the way you give all these awards. It's excellent that you are giving so many awards every year, I presume. You started this year. Okay, well, I'm glad to be on the first year. It will now become an annual event. You will run out of trophies by that time, the way you're going. But very well done. Congratulations. And congratulations to all the awardees who have excelled in their own fields and who have been recognized today. So I will simply give you my warm greetings and good wishes. I hope your organization continues to grow in the years and decades to come. I hope BRICS can make a real contribution towards poverty elimination in many of these countries that are members. May the force be with you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Dr. Karan Singh, for taking out time from your busy schedule to be with us. Now, I request Dr. BBL Madhukar, Director General, BRICS-CCI, to please come up and propose the vote of thanks.
आज के इस समारोह में प्राइज डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन सेरेमनी में